So welcome to another episode of Aston1936.com. In this episode I'm going to show you how to reinstall the engine slam cover. So that's this cover that covers up the radiators and things like that. So putting it back is pretty much just reversal of the removal process. Same caveat, we're going to be worrying about not scratching our paint. We're only going to need a few tools, so let's check those out. So you only need a few tools to reinstall your engine slam panel cover. You need primarily a T30 Torx socket, Torx tip, and it's probably good to pair it up with an extension so that your tool can be away from the painted panels and your quarter panels. You can either use a ratchet or you could really be careful and use an electric tool, but you don't want to strip out the screws when you're putting them back in, because at the end you're going to need a torque wrench that can go down to 8 Newton meters. So that's generally like a 1/4 inch drive. So it's 8 Newton meters, 6 foot-pounds. Honestly, if you don't have one of these, I would just say snug. And with any project, it's always good to have, like, an inspection light and some microfiber towels. You can always use the microfiber to protect the quarter panel paint and stuff like that when you're working near it. All right, we've got our tools and our panel, so let's start fitting it back. So I'm going to tip it in. I'm going to start on the left edge, because there's the gaskets along the side, so you kind of have to work your way underneath. And then I'm going to pay close attention as I lower it on the right so that I don't scratch anything. Once it fits into place, it pretty much lands exactly where it's going to go. So now we have the 18 bolts that we took out to reinstall. And if you watched the removal video, you saw me use an electric tool to take them out, but I'm not going to use that tool to put them in. Why? Well, I don't want to strip anything. Some of these are going into PEM studs, sockets, and if you strip those, you're screwed. Others are going into clips. Well, at least then you'd have the option to replace the clip, which is still going to cost you money and take time. So I'd say this is worth hand start them like I'm doing now, so you know they're not getting cross-threaded, and take your time doing that. And then we're going to use my hand ratchet to do it back up. Now there is a torque spec for this of 8 Newton meters, which is 6 foot-pounds. So once you get them down snug, you can basically finish them off to the factory torque spec, and everything will be perfect. So one simple tip also is, you notice I haven't torqued anything yet. I'm just literally put them all in by hand loose before I even began to snug them. And now I'm just using the extension and the Torx tip to run them in. Because you want everything to be a little bit loose and sloppy while everything's finding its home. So that's not unique to this panel. That's just something you're going to want to follow as a process. All right, so now I'm going to just give them a little bit of a snug. So this is where you can either switch to the torque wrench, or if you don't have a torque wrench, honestly, these just need to be snug. 8 Newton meters is hardly anything. So I'm just going to work my way around the car carefully and just giving them a little twist. Like I said, you know, you could have used your torque wrench and done the, you know, the 8 Newton meters click, you know, thing, and that would do the, you know, do it just as well if you're into doing it that way. So slam panel's back installed, and project's finished. So if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, please go ahead and click on the subscribe link down below. I'll have a companion article over on Aston1936.com that lists the torque specs and maybe the replacement nuts and bolts, clips, and things like that in case you have problems with yours. Up here will be my next video of whatever I'm doing. And as always, I love hearing your comments. If you can please leave those down below, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.